Good day. Welcome to another session with Guru Vanta. I'm your host, Gurvinder Singh. How often has it been that we have noticed that in an organization we take an extremely fine person, competent, qualified, sincere, and then assign them to do things or take up responsibilities without preparing them to do so. And in the event, we lose a very fine person from the organization and also destroying the confidence of the individual concerned. This is a story of how to destroy the career of your number two man without even meaning to. This is the story of our organization, the story of Mr. Derek D'Souza. Sincere, competent, reliable, and highly conscientious. Derek was a great production manager. One day, Derek's boss, the works manager, resigned because he got an opportunity for a job overseas. Well, we had to act, and we had to act fast. So we promoted Derek, our number two man, who was looking after production, as the head of all manufacturing. Technically capable, indeed the indefatigable and sincere Mr. D'Souza plunged into his new assignment and, just like a duck, takes to water. Well, our mission was to be a world-class company and be a leader in our field. Therefore, the requirements of productivity and quality and cost effectiveness and continuous improvement was a very, very demanding job. We had no doubts about Derek's ability to achieve the results that we set out, the targets that we mutually agreed upon. But it was not to be. About 6 months into the job, a frazzled-looking Derek walked into my cabin, and after the usual courtesies, he placed an envelope on my table, and with some trepidation, I opened the envelope, and in it was Derek's resignation letter. And he requested that he be relieved from his job at the earliest possible. To say that I was shocked would be an understatement. Well, I asked him, what's the problem? He said, sir, I can't handle the job. I threw many questions at him, but Derek was polite, but almost like a stony silence. I experienced a mixture of feelings: confusion, betrayal, anger, frustration, and then sadness. I guess I always took the departure of a team member with whom we have worked very hard together as a personal loss, in addition to the loss for the company. I was so perturbed, and my behavior began to oscillate. At first I tried reasoning, and then I expressed outrage, then concern, and finally emotional blackmail. And I said, had we not treated you well? Have we not tried to meet your expectations or exceeded your expectations? Are we not paying you well enough? Have we not cared for you? But one thing about manufacturing and operations people, they are normally the least political, and invariably they have a very high, they are highly reactive lot. A little incident can set them off, and this I attribute primarily to the pressure of the targets and the pressure of continuous demands on pressure for performance. And then suddenly Derek, who had been sitting there resolutely, he said, I would like to be relieved. Sir, please respect my wishes. Anyway, I decided no matter what, Derek was going to leave us. Well, a few days before Derek was supposed to leave us, as is the practice in our company, we always have an exit interview by the senior and the human resources team to understand why people would like to leave the organization, and use that to learn and to help improve policies and practices and all. And an exit interview is something that is not only a good idea, it is, in my opinion, for a progressive organization, essential. So, got out my notepad ready to make notes, and Derek, ever the gentleman, kept dodging the issue. He said, no, sir, my family and my whatever. But we knew he was not leveling with me. And then suddenly he blurted out, it's all your fault. And if I do not escape from here, I will go out of my mind. I was flabbergasted. He's blaming me. He was one who wants to leave, and he's blaming me for putting him in this position. And I never, as the boss, as the director, as the boss, I had never experienced such a direct and aggressive way of placing blame. But I took it in my stride, and he continued. I was unprepared for this job. You should have given me more time. You should have prepared me. You should have trained me. I was very happy until you promoted me. The money and power, it tempted me. But I can't handle the pressure and the responsibility. The pressure of the top position and fear of failure is killing me. And I thought for a bit. And then I realized it was mainly my fault. We overpromoted a good man, gave him responsibilities greater than he was prepared or trained to handle, and we pushed him. He was doing a great job, number 2 man. But had we groomed him for the number 1 job, I think he would have done a spectacular job. But by our actions, we failed him and we failed the organization. Now, succession planning is a very important thing in organizations, and very few people actually invest in it. And as a result, whenever there's a vacancy, most organizations who have not done any kind of succession planning are really, they land up in big trouble. So, and just like we had done, very lazily, we had a vacancy, we took the first available man or woman and pushed them into the slot, and because it's convenient, it's just quick, and often it cuts through all the need for searching for a candidate, interviewing, and all that. And also the candidate suddenly eager for greater responsibility, greater prestige, more money, always jump at the opportunity. Sometimes the likely or the chosen candidate may be a good fit, but more often than not, the promotion becomes an embarrassing disaster. Everybody is desirous of growth, promotion, prestige, and everybody feels that as they rise up in the organization's hierarchy, things will get better. But with every step that people go up the ladder, sure, more money and more authority and more capacity and capability to do things, change things. But there is an exponential increase in responsibility, and people have to work much, much harder. The prestige may be greater, but they enjoy it less. We were all very sorry to see Derek go. On the flip side, every setback is an opportunity to learn and improve. And I will share in part 2 of this video what organizations can do to cope with succession planning. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please don't forget to like and share and subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you again on the channel once again. Have a good day.